It's showtime.
Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. They're coming for you, Barbara.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Halloween video from Spookakai. And welcome back to our third Halloween video. This is going to be a really fun one, because today I'm going to be ranking 80s horror movie posters 1 through 10. Because there is something really special about 80s horror movie posters. Like, just the vibrant colors and the vibe of it is just so cool to look at. Like, you actually had people sketching the posters out and making them. These days, AI usually does the work. Like, a few of these movies are my childhood. And seeing that poster before I click on the movie is just so iconic to me. And I will say that a lot of horror movie posters do look alike. I'm looking at you, Return of the Living Dead 2. Alright, we're gonna start off with a movie I did watch as a kid and I do have a lot of nostalgia for. And that is Fright Night from 1985. This poster is iconic. Just like the mistiness and the blue goes with everything. It blends so well. It also goes really well with the film's atmosphere. Like, you got the big vampire head, and then blending in with the smug is all the little creatures inside. I've seen this poster so many times since I was a kid, so it's just stuck in my brain. And the movie is pretty good. Definitely has its faults, but it's an 80s vampire movie. How could you not admire it? I do wish there was a lot more going on, but just the blue colors blend well together. So I give this poster an 8 out of 10. Alright, next, we're going to be looking at the Blob remake from 1988. Now, if I'm being honest, I literally just watched this movie a month ago. And I'll admit, it's not perfect. But the practical effects in this movie is beyond amazing. Like, they really knocked it out of the park for this one. So I can understand why some people love this movie. I would say that this movie is up there with John Carpenter's The Thing. But looking at the actual poster, it looks good. It's pretty simple, actually. You just got a person inside of the blob. Which is pretty bland. Like, I would have loved to see more going on with this. And the title card is just not that interesting to me. Like, they totally could have done something cooler with that. But it is kind of cool to see. So I guess I give this poster a 4 out of 10. But when we're talking about this poster, I give it a 10 out of 10. There's a lot more going on. You actually have the aftermath of the blob. Like, the face melting off is so cool. But we're just looking at the theatrical poster. That is not the theatrical poster. Alright, now we're gonna look at Creepshow 2. This was the first ever Creepshow movie I ever watched. I didn't really watch the first one growing up. Despite its title, I did not really know that the first one existed. Until my dad showed me like a preview when I was 8, maybe. But the animation in this movie is really good. When this movie is in animation, it looks great. The transitions in this movie are also top notch. I like most of the segments in this movie. In my opinion, this is better than the first one. But let's get into the poster. You just got the creep sitting in a movie theater. The creep looks great, even though he looks nothing like he does in the movie. Along with Fright Night, this does also have a lot of vibrant blue colors, and it looks great. Like I said with Fright Night, I saw this poster so many times when I was a kid, so it's kind of burned in my brain by now. I would have added more spooky stuff to it, bats and stuff in it, so I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. There's definitely room for improvement. Next up, let's take a look at Evil Dead. This is a fan favorite by many. I like the sequels a lot better, though. I think it's okay. It's just kind of plain where you just have the woman sticking out of the ground. And the title card. Like, you could have added a cabin, you could have added Ash, you could have added so much. Like, there's a ton of empty space in the background. I'm not trying to offend the fan community of this movie. I'm just saying I would have added so much more to fill out that space in the background. But there are some things I like about this poster. Even though there's not much going on, the poster is still pretty creepy. Like, the hand trying to bring the woman down with him is still pretty scary. So I'm going to have to give this one a 3 out of 10. But if you add some stuff in the background, maybe add Ash and some more stuff, maybe we'll bump it up to like a 7. Next up, we all know Nightmare on Elm Street is an iconic movie. But the people who have been on this channel know that the third Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie. So let's take a look at this poster. You got Freddy Krueger and his finger knives having each character on each blade. This poster is cool, but I feel like it doesn't reach the atmosphere of the movie. And some of these characters on the poster don't match up. Since when does Joy carry a Morning Star? I don't think Joy uses any weapons in this movie. And are we really supposed to believe that this is Taryn? Like, what is she wearing? So I'm gonna actually have to give this poster a 5 out of 10. Make it more reliable to the movie, then we'll talk. But this movie is fantastic. The best Nightmare on Elm Street movie, in my opinion. Alright, next up, we're looking at a movie that I grew up with. This is my favorite horror movie. The first movie I ever watched, actually, and that is Lost Boys. You heard me right. Lost Boys was the first movie I ever watched. My dad decided it would be a good idea to show a little kid a movie about vampires. And I freaking loved every second of it. I understand why people say it's not good, but I love this movie, man. This isn't just my favorite horror movie of all time, it's my favorite movie in general of all time. Second place would maybe be Forrest Gump. You just got all the main characters kind of lined up, and it looks really sick. You got Michael looking slick as ever with his sunglasses, and you got Kiefer Sutherland looking menacing. And in case you didn't know this, Bill from Bill and Ted is actually in this movie. He plays one of the Lost Boys that eventually gets killed off, in the most brutal and coolest way. I could rant on and on about this movie for hours, because it's just so great in my opinion. And the light red really pops with the background. And that tagline, sleep all day, party all night, is probably one of the best out there. If you have not watched this movie, please go and watch it, because it is the definition of 80s horror vampires. I haven't seen the second one, but I've heard it's really bad, and the third one's okay. So I'm going to give this poster a 9.5 out of 10. Alright, now we're going to be talking about the most B movie of B movies, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I literally just got into this movie maybe like 2 years ago, but I love it. Yeah, it's corny, yeah, it's too cheesy at times, but I love every single second of it. The clowns' designs are perfect, because they look messed up. The characters of Mike and Debbie I love, and some of this dialogue will make me laugh out loud. I covered this as a podcast episode, so if you haven't seen it, please go check it out. But just looking at this poster, oh my god, bro. First of all, you got this big clown front and center. I don't know the name of him, but he just looks so scary, bro. And he looks so good. You got Mike and Debbie at the bottom. You got the popcorn floating around. You got the picture of the night sky. It all blends in so perfectly, bro. If you have not seen this movie, please go check it out with an open mindset. If you're going to this movie thinking that you're going to have the best time of your life, then you're not going to have the best time of your life. But if you're just going to this movie for cheesy fun, then you're going to have a great time with it. So that's why I'm giving this poster a 10 out of 10. Killer Clown has definitely become more iconic over the years, and getting itself lots of merch. Right over there on my Killer Clowns from Outer Space poster, I have my 35th anniversary Funko Pops. I got the freaking ray gun in the back. I got a tumbler behind Pennywise. I also got my Funko Soda Shorty. And I got my Funko Soda Spiky. So it's easy to say I like this movie. Let's do 4 more. We gotta look at our old friend to the end, Chucky. This poster from 1988 looks pretty cool. You got Chucky looking out from the sky. You got the lightning strike going on. And you got the woman falling out of the window from the apartment. Overall, not bad. Chucky's obviously such an iconic character. It doesn't matter what kind of horror fan you are, you know Chucky. I will say that all the blue going on in this poster looks really cool. And it's just visually stunning to look at. So I'm going to give this poster a 9 out of 10. Really cool. Let's get a Stephen King movie in here and look at Pet Sematary. You got Church in the Graveyard, and at the top you got Victor Pascal. Let me just flat out and say the prosthetics that they use for Victor Pascal look amazing. He honestly looks so terrifying. The blue and white in this poster pops. Overall, it's a cool poster, not much more to say about it. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. In particular, An American Werewolf in London. A good movie. Probably my second favorite werewolf movie, with first being Silver Bullet. It tells a good heartwarming story. The practical effects in this movie are fantastic, but it feels like they kind of rushed the ending a little bit. Like 1 minute he's roaming around the city as a werewolf, and then the next, boom, he's shot dead. But this is a movie I will definitely be checking out this Halloween season. And the song choices for this movie are also really good. But just looking at the poster, it's kind of cool. Like, you get the light black, you get the light blue, and then you just get the two characters looking up at the moon. It ain't bad. Definitely really cool to look at. I would have added one more thing in there. So that's why I'm going to give this poster a 6 out of 10. Alright, it's time to do our last one, which is Pumpkinhead. Hear me out when I say, if you have not seen this movie, please, for the love of God, please watch it this Halloween season. It is the perfect Halloween movie. I'm not going to say anything about the plot because I want you to figure it out for yourself. That's how you're going to enjoy it the best. This movie freaking rules, man. Every part of this movie is so cool and so scary. And just taking a look at the poster here, it's pretty cool too. Like you just got Pumpkinhead standing in the field. They got the look of him down, and it just looks awesome. I've seen the second one, but I don't remember it very well. And you can't really get the DVD of the second one anywhere in the United States. This poster rocks. So please, if you have not seen Pumpkinhead, please go watch it this Halloween season. You will not regret it. But that's all I have for you guys today. I really appreciate you guys for watching to the end of the video, watching the whole video, and just checking it out in general. Like, thank you guys. Like, this channel would not be here without you guys' support. But until I see you next, it's Spooky Kai here. Stay scared.